Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Baggins here, and today I'm going to be giving you 4 quick tips on how to go pro in Overwatch. So a quick disclaimer before we start the video, I'm not playing professionally for Astral Authority, I just have the jersey because I love the team and I want to support them. But with that said, let's get into it. So tip number 1, one of the beginning steps is to decide what role you're going to play in Overwatch. Now to briefly explain what roles are, basically I would say there's about 4 categories that you could label if you're going from a really basic view, and that would be playing tank as your main role. That's what I do. As you can tell in the video here, I'm playing Reinhardt. Being a main tank mainly involves playing Reinhardt, Winston, Zarya, the tank characters in Overwatch. Then we have a damage dealer, or a DPS, which is damage per second. So that's like playing Tracer and Soldier currently in the meta, also Pharah, things like that. If you've played a lot of previous FPSs like Call of Duty, Quake, stuff like that, then it's probably good for you to go into a damage dealer role because your aim's already probably going to be pretty good from playing all those previous FPSs. Then you have support, which is for people who hate themselves. Not really, but it would involve, playing Mercy a lot and Lucio. Those are the main 2 supports currently being picked in the game. You don't really see much of anything else. So you're responsible for keeping all the team alive and resurrecting them when they go down. And then finally you have the flex role, which just means you play a variety of things. You could say that you can't make your mind up what you play, but honestly flex is a very useful role. It means, if your team, you have like your core, you have your tank, your support, your damage dealers, and then you have a flex person who can play whatever's needed at the time. So if you need a second support, the flex can do that. If you need an off tank, you got that. If you need just extra damage dealers, then he can also do that as well. So yeah, flex is a very interesting role. I consider myself, as I said, a tank player, but also maybe a bit of a flex as well. I do like to play supports on the side, and I'm trying to get good at being a damage dealer, but my aim kind of sucks. So once you've established what role you want to go into, step number 2, I would say, is to go and research what good people are doing in that role. So there's plenty of streams out there that you can go and watch of pro players. I definitely recommend that you go and check out what they're doing. You can watch from a first person perspective and see their decision making, how they're performing in their role, and just try and blend that into your own gameplay. Obviously they're doing really well because they are where they are, so if you can mimic what they're doing and not copy move for move what they're doing, but just take it into your own, then I definitely think that's a good thing to help improve if you want to go into the pro circuit. Something I try and do, I try and watch at least one stream before I go to bed, either a tournament or just some pro playing. Definitely helps if you're a visual learner to watch one of these streams and try and absorb and take in what they're doing. Step number 3, once we've established our role and we've learned what being good at that role means, is to go and find a team. There are tools, websites such as findoverwatch.com, which you can go and you just make like your own little player profile and you can find players to play with. There's a bunch of different categories in there. You say what role you're playing, as we talked about, your previous experience, and then you can search for either people who are looking to play competitively, just to play ranked, to play fun and casually, or a mixture of all 3. So yeah, definitely worth, if you don't have many friends or you can't get together your own group just from your immediate surroundings, definitely worth giving Find Overwatch a look, or websites similar to that. And tip number 4 is probably a pretty obvious one, but it's to practice. The only way anybody gets good at what they're doing for the most part, unless you're incredibly lucky or you're naturally the most talented person in the world, is to just practice a lot. Many players in esports and just in general sports only got to where they were by spending hundreds if not thousands of hours just practicing what they do over and over again, playing every day, trying to improve just a little bit, looking back at what you've been doing well, what you've been doing wrong, and just reviewing and improving every single day. As long as you're playing the game and trying to learn from your mistakes, then you are going to improve over time. It's probably going to be a pretty slow period of time, but in the end you will get there if you keep trying. That's one of the things that I see when I look at other pro players and other professionals in their fields. You say, how did you get to where you were? And most of the time it's just hard work. You just have to keep trying and keep at it, and eventually it will pay off. And that's it for the 4 tips that I have. I know it's pretty brief and some of them are pretty obvious, but from looking around and from my own personal experience, I think that those are probably the most important 4 things that you focus on if you want to get into the pro circuit. Like I said myself, I'm not a professional player. I am trying to get there, and I just wanted to share with you my experiences and the important lessons that I've learned, the important rules almost of getting to professional level in gaming. Those are what I would consider the top 4 things to consider. So as always guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you go ahead and click that like button. If you want to get a jersey like this one yourselves, you can check out Astral Authority's meta threads page. If you want to see more of me or any of the other content creators on this channel, then make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can stay updated when new videos come out. And until next time guys, I've been Baggins, and I'll see you later.
Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.